Man, that's crazy what you were just saying off air, Kevin. I don't know if you want to share that sort of thing with the public. I mean, for one, if I came across a puppy in the street, I wouldn't harm it in any way, but that's up to you. So that's up to you. Whatever you want to do.
Kick you. You're an arse. You really are an arse.
Hello and welcome to the Steve Calis Show. I'm Steve Calis and I'm joined once again by Kevin Harris. Now, Kevin, we have a monumental, genre-defining, era-spanning episode today, and I'm very excited about it. A few days ago, we interviewed Yeovil's very own Dave the Tan. How do you think it went in hindsight?
It answered a lot of questions, but there was a few. They maintain some mystery. The mythos continues.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, they were they were lovely, they were warm, they were friendly. And then when it comes to the very personal subject of their finances, surprisingly coy. But as a matter of sort of in-house business, if you're listening to this, please do us a huge favor. Wherever you're listening to this episode, click the follow button. If it's on Spotify, leave us a 5-star review or subscribe wherever you're listening to it, because it helps us make this a career and it helps us transcend Yeovil and become a nationally successful podcast, which we can then use as a platform to promote local Yeovil businesses and great Yeovil stories. It works for everybody. So wherever you're listening to this, please do us a favor and click follow or subscribe and leave us a review. It really helps us. So, Kevin, let's jump straight in with our interview with Dave the Tan and his lovely wife, Elaine. Now, one of the first questions we asked Dave was, what is his favourite karaoke song? And there's no real surprises here, so let's listen to what he said.
Dave the Tan is in the house.
So what's your absolute favourite karaoke song to sing?
I think, for you, I think. Yeah, I think so.
Or Alice.
Yeah, Alice is the one I remember.
Yeah.
It's when you get to that little tush bit with I'm too sexy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That one, those two, really.
It was a little bit out of our comfort zone because we recorded in a restaurant. What's the name of the restaurant we recorded in?
Castellos
in Yeovil. We recorded there, and it's not what we usually do. Dave and Elaine they're a couple of leisure, aren't they? Yeah, we were never going to be able to do it at their house. It was always going to be in a restaurant or, bang in the middle of the Neo dance floor or something. So we were very grateful for their time. The first thing I want to know is, were they aware of their own fame locally? Do you know that everybody knows who you are? Do you know that you're as famous as it's possible to get within the borders of Yeovil? Are you aware of this?
Yes, I am, yes.
Yeah. What sort of reaction do you get on a night out? Are people happy to see you?
Oh, yeah, a lot of people are happy to see us.
They come out and give me a hug and that, the girls do.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Everybody knows us,
There's one thing I must say, though. When we go into Neo's, the young lads, they come down and they say to me, let me help you up the steps. And, they say, come on, Mum, they say. And I think that's so sweet, and I want to thank them for that.
Yeah, because they've all just finished bottling each other in the other room, so it's really sweet that they're doing that. Come on, Mum, when she gets down off the podium. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're definitely aware of their own fame there. So we then asked the most common question we had for them, which was how and when did they meet? And how long have they been together?
We met at the Strawberry at Ilminster at a young farmer's ball.
Oh, wow. And how long ago was that? When did you meet?
40 years.
1981. 40 years. And you've been together ever since?
Yeah.
Yeah, and later on we'll get to the tips they gave us on how to make a relationship last and what makes their relationship so fun, that sort of thing. The next question we asked Kevin was one that you asked and one that you were excited about. So what was that question?
The question was, I'd heard many different rumours about how they fund their on the Lash lifestyle.
But essentially what we were trying to hint at was like, so are the rumours true? Are you a millionaire? But it's uncouth to ask such things, so we had to sort of skate around it. And this was the answer that we got.
You have an almost sort of mythical James Bond-esque thing going on. where everyone sees you because they see you out multiple times a week, but no one has a clue how you fund it. So far, I've heard you're a doctor, you're an airplane pilot, and a surgeon.
I heard a rumour that you inherited millions from a mysterious uncle. These are the rumours that abound about how you fund it. So do you work or
No, retired now.
or retired? And
So that's all rumours there.
that's all right. Yeah, I see.
That is absolutely the answer a spy would give. I'm sticking with my theory. International man of mystery.
Yeah, you were suspicious of him from the off, weren't you? There's definitely something working for the government or something. MI5
hiding in plain sight.
He's made fools of all of us. Oh, Kev, let me ask you as a sidebar, because this leads into our next question for Dave and Elaine. In your experience going out in Yeovil over the years, what's been your favourite nightclub? Like, what's the place where you go, oh man, you would have a good night if you went to such and such place?
Gardens, without doubt, Gardens.
Yeah?
It was always, it was a dive, but it was brilliant. It wasn't as much of a dive as Studios was, but it was, nothing like watching a girl grind up and down a fake palm tree in the middle of a dance floor.
Ah, good times, good times.
Yeah.
Well, we asked Dave and Elaine the same question, and here's what they said.
What's your favourite nightclub in Yeovil?
Neos.
We like Neos. I still miss the Gardens. That's going back a few years. That's going back a few years. But we do like Neos.
Yeah, because if you remember, we asked them then, is there any places that you miss? Because Yeovil Town Centre is, I mean, I love Yeovil, but it's sort of withering on the vine a little bit, and there used to be a much more bustling sort of nightclub scene. So we asked Dave and Elaine what places in what nightclubs they miss the most.
Well, we were going to ask you, because you must have seen the town centre change a lot. So, what are there any places that you miss? So you've said the Gardens already. Is there any other places where you think, oh, that was such a great place, Dave?
Oh, Carnaby's. It used to be Duke's.
And Terry Clare had it.
A lot of places.
The studio.
Studios. Oh, yeah, the Studios.
That
Going back.
place, wasn't it?
Yeah, you were there.
No, Carnaby's. I've never heard of Carnaby's, Kev. What the hell was that?
Carnaby's is pre-Dukes. So Dukes, it was Carnaby's to my mum and Dukes to me.
Back in the old-timey days.
All right, it's not that old, but yeah.
So the next question was, it was sent in by fan of the show, Jake Meadham, and he wanted to know if the Neo, N-E-O, at the end of Dave's number plate was deliberate.
No, if the Neo at the end of your number plate was intentional.
Do you have the word Neo?
Yes, I do. DW.
Is that?
And you've changed that
And
one, mine.
19 TAN.
So is that on purpose, or did you quite happy
I
accident?
requested it because of the tan, you see. Of my tan, you see.
Oh right, so that's
I bought that when I bought the car.
Oh right, okay,
You know,
that's a good question.
the Honda
Yeah, right.
Type R.
Oh,
So we then asked a question from listener James Rogers, who weighed in with a great question, but also highlighted your complete lack of knowledge about Dave's love
This
for
is
karaoke.
a huge blind spot. I had no idea this was one of his sort of quirks.
That he wears a T-shirt for every song. I can't believe you've never seen or heard this.
Well, I just, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what. I mean, I've been to so many countless nights. I mean, I've seen him do karaoke.
You're drunk, aren't you? You can't see.
Yeah, I mean, I just assume I've been to countless nights with him do karaoke. I've got scattershot images of him in my mind wearing dreadlocks, and that's about it. But it's really interesting. So let's see what they've got to say about that.
James Rogers wants to know if do you get incredibly hot and feel like passing out from all the T-shirts you wear when you do karaoke?
No, I don't. No. 6.
6 T-shirts and one
go.
shirt.
6 T-shirts. What?
I'm hot in one.
You own or you wear at one time?
He wears karaoke.
And I
name of
take
the
them all
song
for
on
each
each one.
song.
Do you, Dave? I didn't know that, buddy. So you must get.
So when I do I'm Too Sexy, that comes off, and I do
And so on.
Sex bomb.
Sex Bomb and Alice and so on.
Right.
And speaking of which, I've been going to karaoke in Yeovil for as long as I can remember. and I was eager to know what place in Yeovil they thought did the very best karaoke.
Weatherspoons, when they used to do it down there.
You used to do Mermaid as well, didn't you?
Yeah, the Mermaid.
Mermaid, yeah, we did it there.
Cheeky Rock, or Chicago Rock, I call it Cheeky Rock. Various places.
Yeah,
that,
you want to know the best one, do you? Well, I thought when they used to do it at Weatherspoons, but they stopped it always.
Right.
Yeah. I thought the best one,
Local hooligan, businessman and barber, Chris Sampson, asked a great question. He wanted to know what the worst thing Dave and Elaine had ever seen in Neo was, or in town in general.
And we've got a question from Chris Sampson, which is a good one. He's the guy who owns Man About Town barbershop in town. He's a very popular guy locally. And he wanted to know, what's the worst thing you've seen whilst out in Yeovil in a nightclub? Have you seen gangs of 19-year-old girls throwing up all over each other, or has it been relatively dignified in your experience?
Well,
I don't imagine it has been.
I wouldn't say I've seen them throwing up over each other.
Oh, excellent. That's good.
I've seen the bouncers deal with the fights.
Yeah.
You used to be allowed to.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
No, we haven't seen anything that's, that we've sort of like been out.
Two girls on the go at each other.
Yeah, I mean, occasionally
you
that
see
can
rows
happen.
and stuff,
Yeah. I think it's just general things going on. I don't think I've sort of can think of a single item that has happened.
Yeah. Well, do you find that on a Sunday after you've been out on a Saturday, does it get easier to recuperate? Like, are you drinking on the Saturday and then tired all day Sunday, or do you have enough energy to still go about your business on a Sunday? Peel your eyes over.
Go out from there on Sunday.
No, we don't do much
Sunday
on a Sunday.
roast.
No, we just go out for a carvery.
Do you drink heavily during, or is it just you just kind of?
Oh, I like me vodka
Do you?
with a bit of cranberry juice, or if I could get hold of it, I'd have a foggy pom,
What's the body pom?
vodka and pomegranate juice.
Ooh, I see.
I don't think they're going to serve that now.
No,
No, I think it confused and baffled them.
We'll have a bottle of wine tonight here.
Yeah.
But then I have cider down at Weatherspoons later.
Right, I see. Is that your drink of choice? Is that your poison? Is it cider?
There's no
For
use
anyone who
getting-
wants to buy them a
there's no
drink
use
when they're
getting
out.
up to Neil's till 1:45. There's not many people in there. I want a lot of people around me, you see.
So if you see Dave and Elaine, listener, then be sure to bathe them in wine and vodipoms. Is that what you said? Vodipoms?
Yeah, vodka and pomegranate.
Wow, yeah,
And of
vodka and
course,
pomegranate.
cider for Dave.
Yeah. So bathe them in those things. They've earned it as local treasures.
Yeah, and due to the amount of time that they've been together successfully without ever being seen scrapping in the street or any of the other stuff that most couples do, we did ask them if they had any relationship words of wisdom and what they'd done to stay together for as long as they had.
be good to each other. I think we both on the same page, sort of thing. Listen to each other. And I mean, if he's got a problem, we talk about it. If I've got a problem, we talk about it. Just be good to each other and.
That's lovely. The same with you, Dave? Do you agree with all that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Because there's got to be something special to span 40 years, and that's a beautiful thing.
And yeah, so there we go. There's some solid advice, and it does work for them because they tend to they gel so well as a couple. They've obviously got a really good friendly relationship, and friendship is a great core to have at the centre of any relationship. So that's brilliant.
And to be honest, I'd be happy if I went on all the holidays they go to Jamaica, etc. Which,
Yes, and we've got some because Dave always wears his dreads and he always sings a Bob Marley song or two. So actually, people were dying to know whether he'd actually been to Jamaica and
practically lives there,
and where he goes on holiday. And he even taught us some dialogue, didn't he? All right.
Yeah, some patois for the uneducated.
And here's how that went.
So how many times do you get to go away? Do you get enough holidays a year?
Well, we usually go away for 3, but this is the first holiday in 3 years because of the pandemic, you see.
Oh, I see. And what's your favourite holiday destination?
Jamaica, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man.
That was one of the
Irie, man.
questions. Yeah.
Irie means good.
Yeah.
And there we go. That was the Dave the Tan and Elaine interview. We loved talking to them. We had a really, really good time. And remember, if you enjoyed that episode, please do us a favor now and click the follow button or subscribe or leave us a review. These things really, really help us to build a career out of what we're doing here. And we can continue to tell people's stories and tell the most extraordinary stories ever put to a microphone. And we need your help to do that.
Questions, answers, mystique remained.
Yes, that's a perfect way to sum up that, because there is still, because we had questions answered, but I now have new and more questions. To our listener, thank you so much for listening to the Steve Calis Show. Thank you for helping us. Thank you to all our new followers. Thank you to people that reach out on social media. It really does mean the world to us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for taking the time to do any review you do.
Yeah, it's really magic, and it makes it. And I'm always messaging Kevin and my fiance Misha saying, "Look, we've got another follower, we've got another 5-star review." And the 5-star review, Kevin. On a side note, the 5-star review is important because someone was kind enough to leave us a 4-star review, but that broke our average, so we're no longer a perfect 5-star reviewed show. We're 4.9.
And which is where you live.
So I'm coming for you, whoever you are, but that doesn't mean we're not grateful. Anyway, Kevin,
Misha.
100% it was Misha. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna drink this wine and eat some pizza and go to sleep, Kevin. So
I'm gonna make my partner a cup of tea.
Yeah, about goddamn time. Poor woman.
Yeah.
Poor patient woman.
Poor patient woman.
Yeah. All right, anyway, Kevin, thank you so much, mate. Lovely to see you again, and we'll see you next week.
See you later, buddy.